Hi, I'm Nikki Woods. Welcome to What in the Week. Now, deadbeat dads get their share of bad publicity, but a story generated last week about a dad who had been paying child support for years, even after DNA proved he wasn't the biological father, really had people talking. Ramel Smith, a former Marine, took a paternity test at the urging of his mom when the child was just 4. Now she's 16 and he's paid more than $30,000. Yes, he has been wronged by the system, but is it okay to now unfather a daughter you've raised as your own as casually as you may unfriend someone on Facebook? I explored this issue in my blog, The Cost of Love. You can read that on blackamericaweb.com. Coming up, we'll check in at home with comedians Kim Whitley and Niecy Nash. But first, the men of TGT, Tyrese, Ginuwine and Tank, continue to heat up the R&B scene. I had to ask the question, though, are egos with this group a problem?
Yeah, there's no lack of confidence.
No, there's not. That's a good
between
way
the
to
three
put
of us.
Yes.
We're all very comfortable in all the things that we've accomplished, and so Tyrese said it best before. This was never meant to be easy. You know what I mean? Bringing all of these worlds and the different dynamics that we all offer to music. Him with movies and acting, and him with his animation, all these creative things and creative minds trying to come together as one for one common purpose.
Right.
It was never meant to be easy, and so anybody that thought it was or thought this was going to be a walk in the park, surprise, surprise, it's not.
But nothing great ever is.
Anything worth having,
Yeah, nothing great ever
is worth working hard for.
Yeah.
Thanks, fellas. No shortage of confidence and no shortage of sexy either. Now, comedian and single mom Kim Whitley stars in the reality show Raising Whitley about bringing up her son Joshua. He has a virtual team of male role models and others in his life, including a stylist, a nutritionist. He even has someone in charge of education. Now, sadly, Kim's mom passed away not long after Joshua was born. Here, Mama's Gone Wild co-host Mary Boyce and I catch Kim in a rare moment of semi-seriousness.
And I remember, well, we had her service. Now, I've never told this whole story. My mother's favorite bird was a dove. We had doves. I leave, I'm still at home with my dad. My cousin calls me back in LA and says, Kim, there's a dove in your yard. Like, a dove? We ain't got no doves. Let me tell you something. There's a dove stayed in my yard and on a light pole for 3 weeks. Came every day. Hush it now. See me, I'm doing an interview. Mel, hush your mouth. So,
There goes that moment, right? Because Mary and I were about to break down.
I know. Girl, that's the devil. See how the devil sneak in? Hush it. But the dove came every day at 3 o'clock. So we're like, what is this? My cousin's like, well, maybe you should call the lady in Cleveland and see if she lost one of her doves. I'm looking at him like, ain't no dove flew from Cleveland out here. And so we took pictures, video. I would bring Joshua out. We would feed the dove, talk to the dove, and then the dove left.
Wow, what a moving story. Thanks, Kim. You can catch that entire episode of Mama's Gone Wild on blackamericaweb.com. Now, do kids today feel more entitled than they did in the 1970s? Well, a study released this week from the University of San Diego says 62% of students in this generation think it's important to have a lot of money, while just 48% had the same belief in the 1970s. But the same group that wants more admitted they don't want to work harder to get it. They call this the fantasy group. I call it ridiculous. Niecy Nash also checked in about her new book this week. It's called It's Hard to Fight When You're Naked. Here's how she explains the key to her successful relationship.
It was just that simple, that he needed to see the service. And so that's what I do. Moving forward, I let him see the acts of service, and it works perfect. If my husband walked into this room right now and I said, babe, he probably would just take out his wallet and be like, here. I'm like, no, I didn't even want money. I was just gonna ask you something. Oh, like I can get anything. And I don't say that boastfully. I just say because I do the work, I do my job. I get whatever I want.
Well, interesting advice. I was taking notes the entire time. And finally, gotta wish you a happy Cinco de Mayo day. May the margaritas flow fruitfully in your direction. I just made that one up. We'll see you next time for What in the Week. I'm Nikki Woods.